Wonderful. We're just about to start. Let me wait for the YouTube meeting to start. Wonderful. Here we go. Amazing. Okay, so a very happy new year to everybody who has just recently joined as well. I've said my initial hellos to everybody, but whoever's just joined right now, Himali, and I'm looking at a few more names, Ranjana, Soumya. Don't know if I said hello, but hello and a very happy new year to all of you.
Happy New Year, Meenal.
Hi, Manju. Happy New Year to you as well. And love to each one of us, sending off from here to there, from here to nowhere. All right. So today, a very interesting topic for today. And as the topic begins, to look at the real world versus Meenal's world. The real world versus Meenal's world. So for a few minutes, I'm going to keep silent. I'm going to go away and everybody grab a piece of paper and then write down your impressions, whatever, just a little bit of what the real world looks like to you. What the real world looks like to you and what all you expect in the real world. When you have children, when you have parents, you have everybody around you, you have relationships, you have a job, you have career, and what that looks like to you. I just want you to grab a piece of paper and just put down some points of what a real world looks like. If you'd like to share, then you can even put some pointers on the chat itself. You can put some pointers on the chat if you feel like sharing with everybody what your real world looks like, what all you cope with, what all you live with on a daily basis as you live in the real world. So let's talk about that. But for a few minutes, I'm going to keep quiet while you sit down, look at your real world, and put some points below for yourself. I might even just reach out to you, call out to you, and ask you to share what your real world looks like. So if you feel like it, please share on the chat itself. So for the people who are just joining right now, I'm asking everyone, because today the topic is the real world versus Meenal's world. So I want you to take a few minutes to write down what the real world looks like to you, what all relationships you have and all the stuff that the relationships bring to you. I want you to put a moment of thought towards them. Everything that you have, your career, your parents, your children, your lives, your houses, your bank accounts, everything that you have, and what that world, because that is the real world, right? That is the real world with your jobs and careers and successes and failures. And what does that look like to you? Please put down in a notebook or on the chat for me to see as well. Okay, a few of you might have started to write or to ponder about it. So I'm going to actually look at a few people to share what your worlds look like in this moment. Let me talk to Reena. Reena Chaudhary, let's talk to you. Hi, Reena. Can you speak with us?
I can. Hi.
Okay, wonderful. What did you manage to write a few points on what the real world looks like to you?
Actually, I was washing the dishes at this time, and I was just listening on the headphones. I'm not. If you'll give me 5 minutes, I'll come back to you.
Yeah, sure. Take your time. Take your time. Oh, I see Pooja and Vishali. Did you note down something? Yes, hello.
Yes.
But did you note down something? Do you
Yeah.
have your notebooks in front of you? Managed
Yes.
to write something? Let's hear from Vishali and Pooja. So, Vishali, for you,
My
what is
real
it that
world,
it looks like, the real world?
I've written real world is awesome, full of different roles, is sometimes full of worry, is full of choices between awareness and unawareness.
ये तो मीज वर्ड है
Wonderful. All right. I'm actually asking the wrong group over here, but because
No, I
this
have
group will
written.
suddenly bring awareness.
I have written about the real world. What I want. All the
Okay.
good clothes and nice car and house. This was my real world before the
Okay.
program. Yeah.
This was your real world. How beautiful. Yes, that you wanted a better house, a bigger car, nicer children, nicer spouse, whatever that meant. And that was the real world. Wonderful. Okay. Let's talk
And
to
success. Success
and
and success.
success, of
Yeah.
course. Who wants failure? No, we don't want
You're
failure.
laughing
We
saying
only want
that.
success. And then Darshan writes, and Himali also writes, but Himali is not writing about what she knew before, or it may be for her as she grew up, she already knew that it's all her own creation. So she writes, there's no difference in the world, it's my own creation. So maybe when she was one of the aware souls who was born with that knowing. But Darshan writes, real world is filled with expectations from our family, friends, employees, and customers. And then Ranjana writes, there are never ending stories. So many emotions, sometimes complaints or hurt or sadness. Brain forever at work. I like that. Brain forever at work, thoughts and more thoughts. Clinging to others, waiting for, expecting others to support us in our life as friends, relatives, colleagues, and running after next goal, next success, next promotions. I think that captures so much. That captures so much of what all of us feel when we are living in the real world. Our parents will remind us. Our parents will always remind us ki, Are, this is your time to study. The parents will remind us, this is the time that you should get married. This is the time that you should have 3 children, or how many ever numbers. This is the time that you should devote in your family. Well, somebody or the other will remind us of that, and that belongs to the real world. And then, of course, education. Oh, we cannot be whiling away our time. We have to do something about it. We have to do something about this. We have to become something, because we are not something. So we have to become something. Just a second. Let me just first figure out how to mute my participants. All right, just a second. Participants. Okay, mute all. Mute all right now. We'll talk to you again. We'll talk to you in some time again. However, right now, going back to the stories of the real world, oh, this is not good. This needs to be better. This can be improved. I have to make improvements to myself. I have to improve on this. I am not good enough for that. This is not to my liking. And all of these things every single day in the real world. That person has more than me, I don't have enough, or that person has nothing and I have so much. But still, all of this, even this part, is belonging to the real world, where you pity somebody. You think people don't have. People don't have enough, and you have some more than them. I used to belong to that place, ridden with guilt, ridden with guilt. And so either you don't have enough, therein comes the fear, or if you have enough, if you think you have enough, Then guilt that you have so much and others around you don't have. All of these are part of the real world itself. So I think Ranjana captured it the most, with expectations and constantly sitting in hurt, sadness, wanting things from the others, desires, all of these beautiful plays of the real world. Now, because it says real world versus Meenal's world, so I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to write down about the world that you kind of know now, which is Meenal's world. So now again, I'm going to keep quiet for a couple of seconds, couple of minutes, and I wish that you guys write down something that you have come to experience ever since you entered Meenal's world. So take a few minutes, write down a few thoughts that come to you. All right, so we'll talk to a few more people, but let's see what we got here. So also in the world, so Reena says, I was the blame queen, blaming everyone for everything happening in my life, and that was the real world. And then also in the world before Meenal, trying to find purpose of our life, trying to find the purpose of our life on this planet. And Darshan then describes Meenal's world is perfect as it is. And Reena says, one of my best experiences was I used to search jobs on LinkedIn, etc., for my children. And then I did this program and realized they're their own Shiva. And they got their jobs immediately as soon as they let go. So much fun. And then Preeti writes, me frequency of contentment, miracles, self-love, surrender. And Anita says, abundance, grace, ease, equanimity, surrender, joy, beauty. And a life full of miracles is what Nalini says, energy perspective to see everything. And we are the creator. Walking and walking, but jana kahin nahi, says Darshan. Quest for nothing, Gitanjali says. Zero. Beauty in everything, gratitude, and most of all, love. And Payal writes too, love, love, love. And Shuchi says, empty my pot, surrender, and the universe is always playing in your favor. Come to equanimity. Anita also writes, anger with acceptance and nautanki. I'm having so much fun just reading what the Meenal world looks like. Fingers always pointing inside, awareness of our own feelings and emotions and fears, and then self-love. Shifa writes, I am taken care of in every sphere of life. The same fears, family, work issues exist, but I live in abundance of joy. So Sanuki. And Mayuri says, surrender and faith. Soumya says, ease and grace. Manasi says, world of ease and more grace. And Gitanjali says, laughing without any reasons, laughing like never before and like I did as a kid. And then Preeti Monga, universe working in my favor no matter what. Jaya says, the earlier life was full of struggle, anger, and resistance. In Meenal's world, experience ease of existence, especially in the so-called low moments of life. And Sana says, Meenal's world is full of happiness, abundance, no hurry, no worry, no guilt. I feel that the universe is always playing in my favor, so much contentment and peace, says Roma. And Bhakti says, pure gratitude. Now, I come to this place of, you've all seen what Meenal's world looks like and what the real world looks like. And so beautifully, to let you all know that the real world is all Maya. All Maya. It's just an illusion. And then Meenal's world, guess what? That too is Maya. That is Maya, and this is Maya too. Everything, when I say everything is an illusion, it includes every world there is just an illusion. And so beautifully, you yourselves described one illusion which is filled with worry, one illusionary world which is filled with worry and problems and issues, and that is all Maya. That is all just an illusion. And then there is the second illusion that you all spoke about and wrote about, and it's filled with joy and so much abundance and masti. And this too, I am letting you know that this too is just an illusion. And so, if both of them are simply illusions, what illusion are you going to pick is all there is. There is nothing better, nothing worse. Both are simply illusions. And the illusions are created from frequencies, from the play of energies in so many different ways. But once we become aware, we are becoming aware that the entire thing is my creation. But it's just an illusion. It is as illusionary as, when you've made this movie and now the movie is sitting in the reel and you're watching this beautiful play on the large screen, but the movie is sitting in the reel. What you're watching on the screen is pure illusion. It is pure illusion, no matter what you are watching. And so the play of energy is either this way or that way. And yet, since everything is just an illusion, why would you, if I asked you today, right now, everybody wrote about Meenal's world and the other world, okay? In this moment, if I ask you, what illusion would you rather pick? This one, which is filled with abundance, joy, and masti? Or would you rather pick the one that is filled with worry, fears, and anxieties? Which one would you pick? What would be your answer? According to every sane logic, you would probably respond with, oh, I'd pick masti and abundance and joy. And yet, when it comes time in your life to play in so many different areas, what is it that you keep picking? Oh, you keep picking up the first real world. Both of them, the real world and Meenal's world, are available for you. But you say, no, in the real world, I still have to make decisions. I still have to provide for myself. Meenal says, don't worry about this, don't worry about that. If I truly don't worry about this, how will anything get done? How will this happen? How will that happen? How will my children have food tomorrow if I don't prepare the food? And in so many different roles, you sit in that first real world. You look at yourself as a person and you sit in your mind frequencies. And that actually is the only difference. Both of those illusions created from different frequencies. One are the frequencies of separation, the frequencies of the mind, and the other is simply a frequency of the heart, a frequency of love, devotion, surrender, masti, all of that is the frequency of the heart. And yet, when the time comes to choose between one or the other, every now and then you will choose you, knowing what Meenal's world is already like. Most of you have seen, witnessed what this illusion looks like, and yet you will go and choose the other. Choose the other, which means what? It's a choice that you are making. You are the powerful one that is making that choice. You are making the choice of fear. No, I can listen to Meenal. Yes, yes, Meenal, go on. I'm listening to you. Oh, it's wonderful to listen to you. I'm listening to you for 40 hours in a day. But wait, I first got to go and check the price on my house. Has it gone up? Have my share pricing has gone up? Has my bank account got money in it? All of these. Wait, you keep talking, but let me first at least make sure that this has happened while you are talking. That has happened while you are talking. So you will listen to me. My stories sound amazing. They do, because they come from masti, they come from abundance, they come from surrender. They come from letting go and living in this moment. In this moment. Because guess what? If everything is just an illusion, then all that exists right now is this moment. And how are you going to live this moment? Planning for tomorrow or being happy in the now? I can tell you, my frequency of abundance, you keep working on whatever it is that you're working on, and 10 years later, you'll have a lot of money in your bank account. 10 years later, you will also have maybe a lot of peace, but maybe I can't speak about that. But might be that you will have some peace. Maybe you might also have some good masti about 10 years later, and you can plan for that as well. But there is also this other choice that you can be in masti right now. You can simply let go of your attachments and your expectations, recognizing that no matter what you do, no matter how much you do, what you do, you are just creating another story. Even if the story is of deep peace and joyfulness, even this is a story, but you are creating it. Whether that story or this story, you are creating it. So which story in the moment of now would you want to create? Take a look. Take a look, not because I'm asking, but because I'm laughing. Because I know many of you out here, no matter how much you listen to me or whatever you do, are not able to let go of that base fear that I am not taken care of. When you come from that space of I am not taken care of, no matter how many, well, no matter how many webinars of mine you listen to, if you haven't addressed that, and how will you address that? It's really, really simple, actually. You surrender it. This one fear that I'm not taken care of, you surrender it to money. You surrender it to, well, I say money, but you surrender it to whoever you wish to surrender it to. But what will happen then with true surrender? As you keep surrendering your worry, this one fear that I am not taken care of, this fear itself you have surrendered, you will live your life more and more in guidance. Again, now people, they come to me and say, oh, yes, just somebody was telling me about this, saying, this person lives a lot in guidance, a little bit more than the others, lives a lot in guidance and follows constantly, is looking within, has stopped working outside so much, but is really doing very well, but is looking within more than some of us. And then as he looks within, some people will come and tell him, like, don't quote Meenal all the time. Okay, Meenal is very nice when you're looking for spiritual stuff and all of that, but this is life. We have to do things, we have to achieve something, we have to be there, we have to be responsible for our children, we have to do this and do that. And therein comes the split, the real world versus Meenal's world. Why don't they want to be in Meenal's world, you might ask? Because Meenal's world looks it's full of fun. And if it's full of fun, things won't get done. If it's full of fun, you might have to suffer later because you had too much fun. Look at these. These are programs that we have, and I'm just simply pointing them out to you. But if I'm having fun today, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. If I'm having so much fun today, it might be that I'll miss out on something. Now tell me, along with the fun that you're trying to have, What is the real frequency at play over here? You listen to Meenal, want to have the fun, but ting, 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 ting. Sure, your mind will go to 20 other people, 20 responsibilities, 20 roles, and you will claim all of them. And claiming all of them, taking responsibility, is simply the opposite of surrender. So when I teach you, surrender this, surrender that, I'm just simply saying, take it off your head and give it to money. Just take it off your head and be in guidance. And you say, okay, I don't receive guidance. Fine. If you don't receive guidance, simply keep being in that one question. What am I feeling? And the guidance will be right there. Because if you are feeling fear, that's all that you have to do. Surrender your fear to money. And surrender it with this thought that money, you are here. I have faith in you. I was just telling this to somebody else yesterday or day before in one of my other sessions. I said, and it's such a beautiful line that came through me. If there is fear, there is no faith. And I've said this line many times before, but it comes to me as a reminder in this particular session. So one world of yours, the real world, is based on fear. And this Meenal's world that you all talked about, so much of joy and contentment and peace and masti and shanti and bliss and all of that, it's based on faith. So when you have fear, you cannot have faith. And when you have faith, you cannot have fear. Mind you, all of us live in both of these worlds, especially as we become more and more aware. More of you are shifting into Meenal's world. And yet, of course, we go out and be in the real world, and then we come back to Meenal's world. But the moment that we are sitting in Meenal's world, understand that you are operating from faith frequency. So many of you wrote, the universe is playing in my favor. I am taken care of. And that's where the bliss, the joy, the peace comes from. And then you leave this world every now and then, maybe twice in a day, maybe 5 times in a day, but you leave this world and go and play in the other world. It's not wrong to play. I never say it's wrong to play. I just laugh because as both of these are illusions, both of them are simply choices. This is like if you were to imagine, and I say to you, imagine whether you are eating a rasgulla or imagine if you're eating a gulab jamun. And you can imagine anything, and that's all that it is. This is your imagination manifested. This is as if you imagined yourself to be eating a gulab jamun, and the next moment, the gulab jamun appears in front of you. And that's all there is to it. Nothing. It was an illusion, but the illusion manifested, created, some kind of a reality with it. But that's all there is to it. And when you are saying, I imagine this or imagine that, you're sitting deeper and deeper in that world. So when you imagine fear and imagine fear for everything, even Meenal's world will look extremely fearful to you. That, yeah, she talks only about letting go of everything, letting go of bank accounts, letting go of houses, letting go. If I let go, I'm going to suffer. I'm going to suffer. So I have to secure my future and then go and sit in Meenal's frequencies. I have to secure my children's future and then go and sit in Meenal's frequencies. There are no children, but when you're sitting in the fear world, when you're sitting in that illusion which is made in separation, of course, there are roles and roles and roles to play, expectations to receive, expectations to meet, etc., etc., and play in the frequencies of separation. That choice, many of you exercise because being in Meenal's frequency at all times doesn't serve a good purpose to you. You feel that you will not be taken care of. You feel that it will not be enough. So this is your fear and your lack frequencies at play. Don't worry. Meenal's frequency in this moment, as you think of that, as you think of your future, as you create how bad your future is going to be, don't worry, you are not anywhere near Meenal's world. You are very happily sitting in your real world and wherever it takes you to. So if both of these are illusions, if you have to choose, a magician is out there performing for you, and you have to choose one magic over another magic. And that's all there is to it. It's all magic. Whether you live in that world, at least be aware of what you are going to be creating tomorrow. It's your creation at all times. There is nobody else. You are the magic. You are the magician. Kya hi badi. So, to come back to this, where there is fear, there cannot be faith. And where there is faith, it cannot be fear. The good part about all of this is that just as fear is a frequency, faith is also just a frequency. How easy and simple is life? When you think of yourself as energy, oh my God, I don't have any faith. What do I have to do? I have so much fear. Meenal tells me, oh my God, I have so much fear. There must be no faith. That is correct. When you have so much fear, there is no faith. But what is the faith not in? The faith is just simply not in that one line that I am taken care of. I am taken care of. That one line. So how to build up that faith in that one line? Begin to sit in the faith. It's just a frequency. It is only merely a frequency. But the minute you recognize that it's just a frequency, firstly, release your fear, hand it over, surrender it to money, and then ask him to show you faith. People ask me, why is it that you receive so much? We work on your agencies and we work on your frequencies and we are in your energy. And why is it that you receive so much more than us? It is true. In the body, I do receive so much more guidance. I do receive so much more joy. I do receive so much more love. But there's only one reason why. Because I am in awareness, simply surrendering everything. Surrendering. It's not that I don't roam around. I go to the real world as much as you do, but because I simply bring the finger back within at all times, whether in a day, whether in 5 minutes, whether in 2 seconds, but the finger will come back to myself. For a day, I might even blame the other. And even as I blame, one part of me is standing and laughing, saying, अच्छा, अब ये करेंगे क्या? अब ये करेंगे क्या? बाहर की तरफ blame करेंगे क्या? And then I immediately become aware. I still might be angry and therefore blaming. I don't stop that process. If I'm experiencing the anger, I allow the anger to play. After all, anger is just a frequency. But there is a part of me that is aware at the same time. And that part of me is watching. That part of me is observing. I might even cry. I might even cry in anger or sadness. And I am totally allowing all of that. Why? It's just, if this is the real world and an illusion, that also is another world and just an illusion. So I allow all of it. But there is a part of me that is a witness. And from that space, that is why I receive so much more. Because I'm able to be a witness so much more. I actually was telling somebody, I received some guidance. And that guidance was to go and tell someone of, the next steps and the next steps. And before I would even go, earlier, the Meenal might be, okay, I have to do this. Let me plan this. When will I say this to them? Okay, let me make a call, something. Now I don't even do that. Because if guidance comes to me saying, you have to say this, you have to say this to this person, I simply say, okay, I will say it. And then I surrender it back to money saying, okay, whenever you wish for that to come out of my mouth, I allow. So if it has to be allowed right now, and then I completely move away from that space. There is no rush that, oh, I must tell this person, I must do this, I must go ask, I must take a message again for that person. No, whatever has to come through from me for that person will come whenever the time is right, whenever the frequency is right. Who will decide that? I let money decide that. And so even signing away from this tiny little doership saying, oh, I should be the one saying it. I should say it right now because that person is losing his path. I should go and tell them this. I should go and tell them that. No, there is no one who is ever losing their path. There, there are two illusions, and one is simply choosing between those two illusions. I understand that many of you say, oh, between this choice and that, Meenal's is a much better choice. Oh, I love Meenal. She showed me this, and she took me to this other world, and she's shown me this play of energies and all of that. And I know I receive a lot of love from this space, but yet to point it out to you, that this too, it's just an illusion. This too is not real. The only thing that is real is the moment of now. And how are you going to spend this moment of now? And yes, because this other world is open to you, because this other world is now available to you with so much ease and grace, you can choose to step into this other world every now and then, ever more so often. So here we are between the two illusions. As you move to the frequencies of the heart, your moment of now is the one that plays so much more in masti. Let's go of worry and let's go of let goes, whatever the Angrezi might be. Let goes the heart. The heart is where you sit in and you let go of you let go of worry, you let go of anger, you let go of separation, you let go of fear. You let go of the fear of what tomorrow holds. And that's all there is to it. When we let go of fear in that moment, we are sitting in 100% faith. When we let go of faith in that moment, we are sitting in 100% fear. There is no this and that, because just like, and I love this comparison, just as there is no half pregnant people, similarly, there is no half fear and half faith. Either in that moment, you're sitting in complete faith that you are taken care of, or you're sitting in fear that you are not taken care of. So choose which one would you want to choose. The simple play of energy dictates that whatever you choose, because you are the creator, whatever you choose will simply keep manifesting more and more. Now that I've understood this part, it's not got anything to do with me wanting to punish you, the world wanting to punish you. It's a very simple equation. A is only going to give birth to A. B is only going to give birth to B. That's it. There is no cross fertilization over here. That is the simplest of math that I've understood. No matter what you sit in, no matter who has the roles, no matter whatever you have created for yourself till now, if the finger is outside, you're simply creating more of the same. So keep bringing that finger back within and be in faith. Any questions for me at this point in time? Me an illusion, you an illusion. Everyone, this is so funny because I don't know if anybody belongs to that age where we had that beautiful song. It's just an illusion. Okay. Moving to chat. Let's see if there's anything on the chat. Yes. Full of love, no sadness. Mima's world is real, says Sana. Loneliness to solitude. Thank you, Ma. Awesome awareness. Wonderful. All right. So anybody else has any sharing to do? Anybody else has any comments? Anybody else wants to speak to me or ask me any questions? This be the moment. Okay, then. All right, everyone. Let me take a deep breath and exhale.
Hi, me.
Yes. Yeah, Vishali. You talking to me?
Me, we were just saying hi.
Okay, hi. Yes, Mansi says, can I ask a question on a slightly different topic? How to tune into faith more and more? Oh, how sweet is that? Okay, that is where we will take you right now. Yes, somebody had a question on a different topic. Let's hear you. Is jealousy from others real? Of course it is real. Everything is real. That is what we discussed. Everything is real. There is nothing called unreal. Okay. Is jealousy from others real? Like we might give all the unconditional love, but what's more powerful, our ability to release and heal, or the other person's ability of nazar lagna? And how do we energetically release nazar lag jayegi comments, which often circulate at different stages of life? I have one question to ask of you. When you hear these comments, nazar lag jayegi, what does it make you feel? Wonderful. Then you know what frequency you're sitting in. Do you know what frequency you're sitting in? Fabulous. Okay. The question that you ask, how should I release दूसरों से nazar? How should I be more powerful so that दूसरों का nazar doesn't impact me? That question belongs to the other world, the real world. It belongs to the real world. So you can go and ask over there. Unfortunately, this is the wrong world to be asking that question in, because over here in Meenal's world, there is no other. So it's only the frequency. And so the frequency is seen. You're sitting in that other world. Of course, these kind of thoughts will come. Enjoy. How to release more of jealousy, how to release more of nazar lag jayegi. The more you release, the more you'll be sitting in fear. Because you're releasing दूसरों की nazar. You know, you can burn some, पता नहीं क्या होता था वो, some mirchi had to be burned to release the nazar. I can't remember. Some taweez, you can go to people who will release the nazar for you and all of that. And through all of the nazar that you are releasing, what experience are you going to have when you keep releasing the nazar and more keeps being observed ki abhi iski nazar lag gayi, abhi uski nazar lag gayi? What experience are you creating for yourself? Enjoy that experience of fear. All right. Okay. And then let's talk to some more people. And somebody says, how to tune into faith more and more. Firstly, faith is just a frequency. So I am in the frequency of faith and I surrender. So see, totally two different opposite things. One is faith, one is fear. So when you're sitting in fear, release that to money. I just said that. Release that to money. So take a deep breath in and exhale. And take a deep breath in and exhale. And in this moment, observe yourself. Observe yourself from the place of a witness, pure observation. In your energy, wherever there is fear, simply witness it. Witness, oh yes, there is fear. No running away from it, simply observing it. Yes, there is fear. Okay. Fear is just a frequency. You know that. Fear is just a frequency. So now, as you look at the fears that you have, all of the fears that you have, whatever you can observe in this moment, Hold it all together. Hold it all together in your palms. In your palms. Hold the fear in your palms and look at it. Look at it. Look at it with ease and grace. No other emotion, just simply holding all your fears in your palms. All your fears, as if they have a shape, they have a body of a little tiny ball. And that's it. Whatever fears you're feeling about your life, about your future, about your children, about your parents, about your job, about your friends, any fears that you might have, just simply hold them all together in your palm. And as you hold them together with love, simply bring money in front of you. Bring money or any other person that you hold as your guru, your guide. Just simply bring them in your mind. And as you bring money to your mind, take these fears and put them, simply drop them at his feet. Drop them at his feet. Your fears have found their right place now. They have been dropped at the Guru's feet. In this moment, they don't belong to you. This moment is your free moment. This moment is freedom. Freedom from fears, surrendered to money, seated in faith. This is your moment of faith. Empty yourself. Look once again to see if another thought of fear comes in. If anything comes in except for love. If anything else is showing up except for blankness or masti or love, if any fear is showing up again, simply bring it back into your palms and deposit. Deposit at money's feet once again. Do this for any fear, every fear that is coming to you. A fear of the future, a fear of the past. Every fear from any story. All of the stories belong to your past. Right now, you are taking an entry into Meenal's world. Place of abundance and masti. Right, and the place is right for you to surrender to Meenal, to money, to whichever guru you feel. Simply surrender your fears in this moment. And now, look up at your guide. And as your guide stands tall, as your guru stands tall in front of you, look at the heart. Look at the heart space. and keep looking at his heart space, at her heart space, energy. It doesn't matter, these genders. But look at their heart and all the energy of the heart from them to you. All the love from them to you is being received by you, filling your heart, filling your energy. So much of the space that you created by releasing your fear. Now you are taking the love. Now you're able to receive the love from them. That which stopped you from having that faith, from receiving that love, from being complete by your own, in your own, that which stopped you was the fear. And in this moment, you hold none. In this moment, zero fear, 100% faith. It is just a moment to moment, this shift from fear to faith. Nothing is permanent, neither this frequency nor that. And because it is not permanent, you can tune into it again and again, into this frequency or that. But bring your awareness to the heart of your guru, and take energy from there. Take your energy from that space of unconditional. Fill your energy field with love, faith, joyfulness, masti. These are all your frequencies. You just forget to focus on them. They are your frequencies. They belong not just to the Guru, but belong equally to you. As you keep taking more and more of this unconditional love. Receive and receive, it's open. As much as you can receive, it's open. Be in this flow, drown in this love. See yourself drowning in this love. So much joyfulness, so much masti. And this is what life looks like in Meenal's world. Let your life be stationed in Meenal's world of joy and masti. May your life be stationed in this frequency is my prayer for you. Om Mani, Om Mani, Om Mani. Okay, everyone.
Thank you, Mee.
Lots and lots of love.
Thank you.
And so amazing, so beautiful this new year. And so amazing and so beautiful this new life that happens every single moment. Lots and lots of love.
Thank
Bye,
you.